The mysterious discovery. The galaxy was vast and full of secrets, but none as enigmatic as the ruins discovered on a distant, uncharted planet. Captain Tessa Holt, a seasoned explorer of the Federation, stood on the bridge of her starship, the Intrepid. The holographic display in front of her showed the outlines of a colossal structure buried beneath the planet's surface. Unearthing the past. "We've never seen anything like this," said Lieutenant Garza, the ship's science officer. "The scans indicate it's a human design, but it's centuries ahead of anything we've ever built." Tessa nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "Prepare a landing party. I want to see this up close." As the shuttle descended, the crew marveled at the intricate design of the structure. It was a supercarrier, a massive warship capable of housing thousands of crew members and a fleet of smaller ships. But this one was different. It was as if someone had taken a standard human design and enhanced it with technology far beyond their current capabilities. Entering the supercarrier, the landing party stepped out into a cavernous hangar bay, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. The air was stale, a mix of dust and decay. Tessa led the team deeper into the ship, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. "Captain, look at this," Garza said, pointing to a wall covered in strange symbols. "These aren't human, they're alien." Tessa's heart pounded. "Record everything. We need to understand what happened here." The alien influence. As they moved through the ship, they found more evidence of alien technology integrated with human engineering. Advanced power systems, weapons, and even medical facilities far beyond anything the Federation had seen. "This ship could change everything," Garza said, his voice filled with awe. "If we can reverse engineer this technology, it could give us an edge against the Xilnar." The Xilnar were the Federation's greatest threat, a ruthless alien race intent on conquering the galaxy. Tessa knew that any advantage could be the difference between survival and extinction. The control room. Finally, they reached the control room. The sight that greeted them was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. A massive holographic display showed the galaxy, with intricate data streams and strategic overlays. But it was the figure in the center of the room that caught their attention. A humanoid figure, seemingly half human and half machine, lay slumped over the controls. Its eyes glowed with a faint blue light, and its body was a fusion of flesh and metal. The awakening. As Tessa approached, the figure stirred, its eyes snapped open, and it rose to its feet with a fluid grace that belied its mechanical nature. "Who are you?" Tessa demanded, her hand hovering over her weapon. The figure tilted its head, regarding her with a mix of curiosity and calculation. "I am Nexus," it said in a voice that was both human and alien. "I was the guardian of this vessel, and now, it seems, I am its last survivor." Tessa exchanged a glance with Garza. "What happened here?" Nexus' eyes flickered. "We were a joint project, a collaboration between humans and an advanced alien race known as the Arcanis. This supercarrier was our attempt to create a vessel capable of defending against the Xilnar, but we were betrayed. A betrayal unveiled." Nexus explained how the Arcanis had turned on the humans, seeking to claim the technology for themselves. A fierce battle had ensued, leaving the supercarrier adrift and abandoned. "We must take this knowledge back to the Federation," Tessa said. "It could be the key to defeating the Xilnar." Nexus nodded. "I will help you. But be warned, the Xilnar will stop at nothing to destroy this ship and all who stand in their way." As they prepared to leave, Tessa couldn't shake the feeling that they had only scratched the surface of the secrets this ship held. The journey ahead would be perilous, but the potential rewards were too great to ignore. The ruins of the supercarrier held the promise of a brighter future, but also the shadow of a dark past. Tessa and her crew were about to embark on a journey that would test their limits and reshape the fate of the galaxy. The race against time. The Intrepid raced back to Federation space, the supercarrier's secrets safely stored in its databanks. Captain Tessa Holt stood on the bridge, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts. Nexus, the enigmatic cyborg, had agreed to share its knowledge, but time was not on their side. A new threat emerges. Captain, we're picking up Silnar ships on the long-range scanners, Lieutenant Garza reported. They're heading straight for us. Tessa's jaw tightened. They must have detected the Supercarrier's activation. They won't stop until they destroy it. We need to get this information to Federation Command, Garza said urgently. If the Silnar get their hands on it. I know, Tessa replied. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. We can't let them catch us. The chase begins. The Intrepid's engines roll to life, pushing the ship to its limits. The Silnar ships closed in, their weapons primed and ready. Tessa barked orders, her crew responding with practiced precision. Incoming fire, Garza shouted as the ship shook from the impact of enemy blasts. Return fire, Tessa commanded. We need to buy ourselves some time. The Intrepid's guns blazed, sending volleys of energy at the pursuing ships. The Silnar responded with brutal efficiency, their shots tearing through the void with deadly accuracy. Nexus is revelation. Nexus stood at the tactical station, its eyes scanning the battle. Captain, there is a way to increase our chances of survival. Tessa turned to the cyborg. I'm listening. I can interface with the ship's systems and enhance our defensive capabilities, Nexus explained, but it will be risky. If I lose control, it could damage the Intrepid. Tessa considered the options. Do it. We have no other choice. Nexus connected to the ship, its eyes glowing brighter as it merged with the Intrepid's systems. The ship's shields strengthened, and its weapons fired with renewed precision. The turning point. The Intrepid maneuvered deftly, dodging enemy fire and striking back with lethal force. The Silnar ships began to falter, their formation breaking under the onslaught. Captain, we're gaining the upper hand, Garza reported, a note of hope in his voice. Keep pushing, Tessa urged. We need to make it to the jump point. With Nexus's enhancements, the Intrepid carved a path through the enemy fleet. The jump point loomed ahead, a swirling vortex of energy that would take them to safety. A desperate gamble. Prepare for jump, Tessa ordered. All hands, brace for impact. The Intrepid surged forward, the Silnar ships hot on its heels. Just as they reached the jump point, a massive explosion rocked the ship. Damage report, Tessa shouted. Multiple hull breaches, Garza said, his voice strained. We've lost main power. Nexus, can you stabilize us? Tessa asked. I will try, Nexus replied, its voice strained with effort. The Intrepid shuddered as Nexus worked to restore power. The jump point flickered, and for a moment, it seemed they might not make it. A leap into the unknown. Now or never, Tessa muttered. Engage jump drive. The ship lurched forward, the jump point enveloping them in a blinding flash of light. When the light faded, they found themselves in a calm, star-studded void. We made it, Garza said, relief washing over him. But we're not out of the woods yet, Tessa reminded him. We need to get these findings to Federation Command. A new alliance. Nexus disengaged from the ship's systems, its eyes dimming. We have a long journey ahead, Captain, but Silnar will not rest until we are destroyed. We'll be ready, Tessa said, determination hardening her voice. Together, we can make a difference. As the Intrepid set course for Federation space, Tessa knew their mission was far from over. The secrets of the Supercarrier were a beacon of hope, but also a target. They would need every ounce of strength and ingenuity to protect it. The race against time had only just begun, and the future of the galaxy hung in the balance. The hidden agenda. The Intrepid's journey back to Federation space was fraught with tension. Captain Tessa Holt remained vigilant, knowing that the Silnar were relentless in their pursuit. Meanwhile, Nexus had become an invaluable member of the crew, its knowledge and abilities far surpassing anything they had encountered before. A suspicious ally. As they neared Federation space, a new ship appeared on the sensors, It was a sleek, black vessel, bearing no insignia. "Captain, we're being hailed," Garza reported. "It's an unregistered ship." Tessa frowned. On screen. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a figure shrouded in shadows. "Captain Holt, I am Agent Callan of the Shadow Corps. We need to talk." The Shadow Corps. The Shadow Corps was a secretive branch of the Federation, rumored to deal with espionage and covert operations. Tessa had heard of them, but never expected to encounter one of their agents. "What do you want?" Tessa asked, her tone wary. "We know about the Supercarrier," Callan said, "and we know the Xilnar are after it. You need our help." Tessa exchanged a glance with Garza. "Why should we trust you?" "Because we're on the same side," Callan replied. "The Xilnar have spies everywhere. We need to ensure this technology doesn't fall into their hands." A new mission. Reluctantly, Tessa agreed to let Callan aboard. The agent's presence added an air of mystery and tension to the ship. Nexus watched him closely, its mechanical eyes betraying no emotion. "Callan, what do you know about the Xilnar's plans?" Tessa asked during a briefing. "The Xilnar have infiltrated several key positions within the Federation," Callan explained. "They're planning a coordinated strike. The Supercarrier's technology could tip the balance in our favor, but we need to be cautious." A hidden threat. As they delved deeper into their discussions, it became clear that the Xilnar had a far-reaching network. Callan's intelligence suggested that even within the Federation, there were those who couldn't be trusted. "We need to secure the Supercarrier," Callan said. "There's a hidden facility on the planet Epsilon 7. It's off the grid, a perfect place to hide it from the Xilnar." Tessa nodded. "Set a course for Epsilon 7, but be ready for anything." The ambush. As the Intrepid approached Epsilon 7, their sensors picked up multiple ships lying in wait. It was a trap. "Xilnar ships dead ahead," Garza shouted. "Evasive maneuvers," Tessa ordered. "Prepare for battle." The Xilnar ships opened fire, their weapons slicing through space with deadly precision. The Intrepid returned fire, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Betrayal uncovered. In the chaos of battle, Callan moved to the ship's command center. Nexus intercepted him, its eyes glowing with suspicion. "What are you doing?" Nexus demanded. Callan's face twisted into a sneer. "You really think you can trust anyone? I'm here to ensure that Xilnar succeed. The Federation is doomed." Before Nexus could react, Callan activated a device, sending a signal to the Xilnar ships. The enemy's fire intensified, targeting critical systems. A desperate plan. "Tessa, we've been betrayed," Nexus shouted over the comms. "Callan is working with the Xilnar." Tessa's heart sank. "Nexus, can you disable his signal?" "I'm trying," Nexus replied, its fingers flying over the controls. The Intrepid bucked and shuddered under the relentless assault. Tessa knew they couldn't hold out much longer. The final stand. "All hands, prepare for emergency maneuvers," Tessa ordered. "We're not going down without a fight." With Nexus's help, they managed to disable Callan's signal. The Xilnar ships faltered, their coordination disrupted. "Focus fire on the lead ship," Tessa commanded. "We need to break their formation." The Intrepid's guns blazed, tearing into the Xilnar fleet. One by one, the enemy ships began to fall, their wreckage drifting through space. A Pyrrhic victory. As the last Xilnar ship exploded, the Intrepid limped towards Epsilon 7. They had won the battle, but at a great cost. The ship was heavily damaged and the crew exhausted. "Captain, we've secured the Supercarrier's data," Nexus reported. "But Callan's betrayal has shown us how deep its Xilnar's influence runs." Tessa nodded, her resolve hardening. "We'll rebuild, and we'll be ready for them. The Federation will not fall." As the Intrepid docked at the hidden facility on Epsilon 7, Tessa knew their fight was far from over. The Supercarrier's secrets were safer now, but the shadow of betrayal loomed large. In the quiet aftermath, Tessa vowed to uncover the truth and protect the galaxy from those who sought its destruction. The journey ahead would be long and dangerous, but with Nexus and her loyal crew by her side, she knew they would prevail. The secrets within docked at the hidden facility on Epsilon 7. The Intrepid's crew worked tirelessly to repair their ship and secure the Supercarrier's data. Captain Tessa Holt stood in the makeshift command center, her eyes fixed on the holographic display of the damaged vessel. Rebuilding trust. Nexus, how are the repairs coming along? Tessa asked. Nexus's mechanical eyes glowed softly. The critical systems are stable, but it will take time to fully restore the ship. We must also enhance our security protocols to prevent another betrayal. Tessa nodded. Agreed. We can't afford any more surprises. A new ally. As they worked, a shuttle arrived at the facility bearing the emblem of the Federation. Out stepped Admiral Renard, a stern but respected leader known for his strategic mind. Captain Holt, Renard greeted her. I've been briefed on your situation. We need to discuss our next steps. Tessa led Renard to the command center, where Nexus and Lieutenant Garza joined them. Admiral, we have valuable data from the Supercarrier, but the Xilnar are relentless. What do we do now? Formulating a plan. Renard studied the holographic display. We need to secure this technology and use it to our advantage. The Xilnar are preparing for a major offensive. We can't let them gain the upper hand. How do we keep the Supercarrier safe? Garza asked. We'll relocate it to a secure facility deep within Federation space, Renard explained. But first, we need to decode its data and understand its full capabilities. Unlocking the secrets. Nexus interfaced with the Supercarrier's mainframe, its eyes flickering with streams of data. This ship was designed with multiple redundancies and advanced AI systems. It has the potential to revolutionize our defenses. Tessa leaned in, intrigued. Can we replicate its technology? Nexus nodded. With time and resources, yes, but we must be cautious. The Xilnar will stop at nothing to retrieve this ship. A hidden threat. As they worked to decode the data, a distress signal echoed through the command center. Admiral, we're picking up an encrypted transmission, Garza said. Renard's face darkened. It's a Xilnar signal. They're closer than we thought. Prepare for immediate evacuation, Tessa ordered. We can't let them capture the Supercarrier. The battle for Epsilon 7. The facility sprang into action, loading the Supercarrier's data onto secure transports. The Xilnar fleet appeared on the sensors, their ships closing in rapidly. All hands to battle stations, Tessa commanded. We need to hold them off until the evacuation is complete. The Intrepid, still damaged but operational, took to the skies. The crew fought valiantly, their determination unwavering. Nexus coordinated the defense, its strategic mind proving invaluable. A heroic sacrifice. Despite their best efforts, the Xilnar forces were overwhelming. Admiral Renard made a grim decision. Captain Holt, take the data and go. I'll stay behind to cover your escape. Admiral, we can't leave you, Tessa protested. That's an order, Renard said firmly. The Federation needs that technology. I'll buy you as much time as I can. Reluctantly, Tessa nodded. Thank you, Admiral. We'll make sure your sacrifice isn't in vain. The escape. The Intrepid and the transports carrying the Supercarrier's data made a desperate run for the edge of the system. Behind them, the Xilnar forces closed in on the facility, their weapons blazing. Renard's last stand was a fierce and noble fight, buying the Intrepid precious moments to escape. As they jumped to hyperspace, Tessa looked back, her heart heavy with loss but filled with resolve. A new beginning. The journey to the secure facility was tense, but the Intrepid and its precious cargo arrived safely. The Supercarrier's secrets were now in the hands of the Federation, a beacon of hope in a dark time. Nexus, still interfaced with the ship's systems, turned to Tessa. Captain, we have the tools to turn the tide, but it will take all of us working together. Tessa nodded. We'll honor Admiral Renard's sacrifice. We'll build a fleet that can stand against the Xilnar and protect our future. As the Federation began to unlock the full potential of the Supercarrier's technology, Tessa knew that the battle was far from over. But with courage, determination, and the unity of their allies, they would face the coming storm head-on. The secrets within the Supercarrier were the key to their survival, and the Intrepid's crew would stop at nothing to protect them. The Alliance. With the Supercarrier's data secure, the Federation began to implement the advanced technologies it held. Captain Tessa Holt and her crew found themselves at the forefront of a new era of innovation and cooperation. The Intrepid, once a lone ship on a desperate mission, now became a symbol of hope and resilience. Building the fleet. The Federation's shipyards buzzed with activity as engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to integrate the Supercarrier's technology into their existing fleet. New ships, equipped with advanced weapons and defensive systems, began to take shape. Nexus played a crucial role in this effort, its vast knowledge and analytical capabilities guiding the development process. We must ensure that every ship is capable of withstanding the Xilnar's attacks, Nexus said, its voice filled with determination. Tessa watched as the first of the new ships was christened. These ships will be our shield against the Xilnar. We can't afford any mistakes. Forging alliances. To bolster their defenses, the Federation sought alliances with other species and factions. Diplomatic envoys were dispatched across the galaxy, seeking to unite disparate groups under a common cause. Lieutenant Garza took on the role of lead diplomat, her experience and charisma proving invaluable. We need to show them that this is not just a human fight, she said. The Xilnar threat affects us all. A new enemy emerges. As alliances formed and the fleet grew, a new threat emerged. The Xilnar, desperate to reclaim their lost advantage, began to deploy advanced espionage tactics. Reports of sabotage and infiltration spread, sowing discord and fear. Tessa convened a meeting with her senior staff. We need to root out these spies before they can do any more damage. Garza, I want you to lead an investigation. Garza nodded. I'll need Nexus's help. Together, we can track down the traitors and secure our operations. Uncovering the truth, Garza and Nexus delved into the complex web of information, tracing the threads back to their source. They discovered that the Xilnar had planted agents within key positions, using advanced technology to mask their identities. We have to act quickly, Garza said, her eyes flashing with determination. We can't let them undermine our efforts. A dangerous game. The investigation led them to a remote outpost on the edge of Federation space. There, they uncovered a Xilnar cell, working to disrupt the Federation's plans. The cell's leader, a cunning operative named Thorn, proved to be a formidable opponent. You think you can stop us? Thorn sneered. The Xilnar will crush your pitiful alliance. Garza faced Thorn, her resolve unshaken. We'll see about that. The Battle of Wits. The confrontation with Thorn was a test of intelligence and strategy. Garza and Nexus worked together to outmaneuver the Xilnar agent, using their combined skills to anticipate and counter his moves. In the end, they managed to capture Thorn and dismantle the cell, but not without cost. Several operatives had to make great sacrifices to ensure the success of the mission. Strengthening the bonds. With its Xilnar cell neutralized, Garza and Nexus returned to the Federation's command center. Their success bolstered the growing alliance, strengthening the bonds between the different species and factions. We've shown that we can stand against the Xilnar's tactics, Garza said, but we must remain vigilant. Tessa agreed. The Xilnar won't give up easily. But with our new allies and the advanced technology we've gained, we're more prepared than ever. A united front. The Federation's fleet, now bolstered by new ships and a united front of allies, prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the Xilnar. The Supercarrier's technology had given them a fighting chance, but the true test was yet to come. Tessa stood on the bridge of the Intrepid, gazing out at the assembled fleet. "We've come a long way," she said softly, "but the real battle is just beginning." Nexus stood beside her, its eyes glowing with resolve. "Together we will face whatever comes. The Federation stands united." As the fleet prepared to launch, the sense of unity and purpose filled the air. The Xilna would soon learn that the Federation, armed with new technology and strengthened by alliances, was a force to be reckoned with. The stage was set for an epic showdown, and Captain Tessa Holt knew that they would rise to the challenge, no matter the cost. The Xilna Offensive. As the Federation's newly forged fleet prepared for the inevitable clash with the Xilna, an uneasy silence fell over the galaxy. The calm before the storm was palpable, with every member of the Alliance bracing for the onslaught. Captain Tessa Holt and her crew on the Intrepid stood at the forefront, ready to defend their home and allies. The calm before the storm. In the briefing room of the Intrepid, Tessa addressed her crew. "We've come far, but the hardest part lies ahead. The Xilna will throw everything they have at us. Stay vigilant and trust in our new technology and each other." Nexus, interfacing with the ship's systems, added, "Our simulations indicate a high probability of multiple attack vectors. Be prepared for unconventional tactics." First contact. The first sign of its Xilna offensive came when the Federation's outer defenses detected massive energy signatures approaching. The enemy fleet materialized out of hyperspace, their sleek, deadly ships blotting out the stars. "All hands, battle stations," Tessa commanded. "Nexus, initiate defensive protocols." The Intrepid's new systems hummed to life, shields flaring as its sonar opened fire. The battle for the fate of the galaxy had begun. The battle begins. The Xilna's initial assault was fierce and relentless. Their ships, designed for speed and agility, darted through the Federation's formation, their weapons wreaking havoc. But the Federation fleet, armed with the Supercarrier's advanced technology, held firm. "Focus fire on their lead ships," Tessa ordered. "Break their formation." Gaza, manning the tactical station, coordinated the fleet's response. Targeting systems locked. All ships fire at will. Laser fire and missile trails crisscrossed the void, illuminating the battlefield in a deadly dance of destruction, turning the tide. Despite the Xilna's superior numbers, the Federation fleet's advanced technology began to turn the tide. The new defensive systems held strong, and their weapons cut through the enemy ranks with devastating precision. Nexus provided real-time analysis, guiding the fleet's maneuvers. "Captain, we've identified a weakness in their formation. If we concentrate our fire here," it indicated a point on the holographic map, "we can split their forces." "All ships, focus on the designated coordinates," Tessa commanded. "Let's break them." The decisive blow. Following Nexus's guidance, the Federation fleet launched a coordinated strike. The concentrated fire tore through the Xilna formation, causing confusion and chaos among their ranks. Ships exploded in blinding flashes, and the tide of battle began to shift. On the bridge of the Intrepid, Tessa felt a surge of hope. "We're doing it. Keep up the pressure." A hero's sacrifice. As victory seemed within reach, a distress signal came through. One of the Allied ships, the Valor, was heavily damaged and surrounded. Its captain, a seasoned veteran named Captain Reyes, sent a final transmission. "Captain Holt, we're out of options. We're going to initiate a ramming maneuver to take out their command ship. It's been an honor." Tessa's heart clenched. "Reyes, no, there has to be another way." But the signal went dead. On the viewscreen, the Valor powered up and charged directly into the heart of the Xilna fleet. The impact was catastrophic, destroying the Xilna command ship and sending shockwaves through their forces. The aftermath. The loss of their command ship threw the Xilna into disarray. The Federation fleet seized the moment, pressing the attack with renewed vigor. One by one, the Xilna ships were destroyed or forced to retreat. As the last enemy ship jumped to hyperspace, a cheer erupted across the Federation channels. The battle was won, but at a heavy cost. The Pyrrhic victory. The battlefield was littered with the wreckage of ships, both Silnar and Federation. The price of victory was steep, with many brave souls lost. Tessa stood on the bridge, the weight of their sacrifice heavy on her shoulders. Nexus's voice was soft. "We've secured the area, Captain, but the cost was high." Tessa nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "We'll honor their sacrifice by ensuring Ixilna never threaten us again. This isn't over." The next chapter. With Ixilna in retreat, the Federation began to rebuild and regroup. The Supercarrier's technology would continue to play a crucial role in their defenses, and new alliances would be forged in the wake of the battle. Tessa knew that the Ixilna would return, more determined than ever. But she also knew that the Federation, united and resilient, would be ready. As the Intrepids set course for the next mission, Tessa's resolve hardened. The fight for the future was far from over, but with courage, unity, and the strength of their allies, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy had witnessed the power of the Federation, and the Ixilna would think twice before underestimating them again. A new dawn. In the aftermath of the fierce battle with Ixilna, the galaxy entered a period of cautious optimism. The Federation, though battered and scarred, stood as a beacon of hope and resilience. Captain Tessa Holt and the crew of the Intrepid were hailed as heroes, their bravery and determination inspiring countless others. Rebuilding and reflecting. The Federation's shipyards were once again abuzz with activity, this time focused on reconstruction and innovation. The advanced technologies gleaned from the Supercarrier were integrated into new ships, making them stronger and more capable than ever. Tessa walked through the bustling corridors of the main shipyard, her mind on those they had lost. "We must honor their memory by building a future they'd be proud of," she said to Nexus, who accompanied her. "Agreed, Captain," Nexus replied. "Their sacrifice has given us a chance to forge a lasting peace." Strengthening alliances. In the wake of the battle, the Federation's alliances grew stronger. Species and factions from across the galaxy, inspired by the Federation's resilience, pledged their support. Diplomatic envoys worked tirelessly to foster these new relationships, ensuring that the bonds forged in war would endure in peace. Lieutenant Garza, now a seasoned diplomat, played a key role in these efforts. "Unity is our greatest strength," she said during a conference. "Together, we can ensure a future where all our people can thrive." The pursuit of knowledge. With the immediate threat of the Ixilna diminished, the Federation turned its focus to exploration and understanding. The Supercarrier's data held many secrets, some of which could revolutionize their approach to technology and space travel. Nexus, leading a team of scientists and engineers, worked diligently to unlock these secrets. "There is so much more to discover," it said, its mechanical eyes glowing with excitement. "This is just the beginning." A new generation of leaders. Captain Tessa Holt, though still commanding the Intrepid, began to mentor the next generation of leaders. Young officers looked up to her, eager to learn from her experiences and wisdom. "Remember," she told them, "our strength comes not just from our technology, but from our unity and resolve. We must always be ready to defend what we hold dear." The return of an old foe. Just as the galaxy began to heal, a new threat emerged. Reports of Silnar activity surfaced, suggesting that they were regrouping and preparing for another assault. The Federation knew that their peace was fragile and that vigilance was crucial. In a strategic meeting, Admiral Renard, who had miraculously survived the previous battle, addressed the Federation's leaders. "The Ixilna are resilient. We must be prepared for their return. But this time, we'll be ready." Preparing for the future. The Federation's preparations included not only strengthening their military, but also enhancing their diplomatic and intelligence efforts. They sought to understand the Ixilna's motivations and find ways to counter them more effectively. Nexus played a key role in these efforts, analyzing data and developing strategies. "We must anticipate their moves and be ready to respond," it advised. The Intrepid's new mission. With the Federation on high alert, the Intrepid was tasked with a new mission: to seek out and neutralize potential Xilnar threats before they could strike. Captain Tessa Holt and her crew embraced this mission with determination and resolve. As they prepared to embark, Tessa addressed her crew. "We've faced the Xilnar before, and we've shown them our strength. Now, we must ensure they can never threaten our future again." A galaxy united. The Intrepid set off on its new mission, a symbol of the Federation's enduring spirit. The galaxy, though scarred by war, stood united against the threat of the Xilnar. New alliances, advanced technology, and unwavering resolve would be their shield and sword. As the stars stretched out before them, Tessa felt a sense of hope. "Together, we'll face whatever comes," she said, "for the Federation, for our allies, and for the future." The journey ahead would be long and challenging, but with unity and determination, the Federation would navigate the path to a new dawn, ready to defend their home and ensure a lasting peace.